Hello folks, welcome to the topics. Today, a little bit of a different video. As you can see, I'm home. Um, and most likely this is going to be just a one take, shorter video. The video that was supposed to go up tonight, just right now actually. It doesn't make sense to do now. You most likely know that we had the probably worst day in crypto since the pandemic. So let me actually show the screen right here with you. We've had a huge liquidation. Not only that, we had huge price drops. We saw Bitcoin at $101,000. That is correct. You hear me? You heard me. You heard me correctly. We saw Bitcoin at $101,000. So what? Why? Why are we seeing this? Most likely you already saw other channels speculating, saying a bunch of different things. But what I want to show you is this. Look at this. Just from this morning alone, all the way to the bottom, Bitcoin has gone down 17% and then corrected more than half of it. So now we are down around 7.5%, almost 8%, which on a normal circumstance is crazy by itself. But no, we saw $101,000. So huge losses, huge losses. XRP, look at this. XRP went all the way to $1.2. $1.2. We're talking about huge amounts of leverage right here. Ethereum went all the way to the 3,400. Ethereum right now is at 38.32, yeah, 38.17, still falling, still dropping. But look at this, from the top right here, it went down 22%, and now it is still falling. Now 3,800, now it's going to go even lower. So see, we are in a very weird situation. We haven't seen this in quite a while. April, we saw something like that because of the tariffs. But this is not even comparable to these tariffs, to the tariffs wars that we had between China and the US and the entirety of the globe. This is something that we haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen in quite a few years of crypto. And we can actually look at this right here, the liquidation heat map, excuse me, on Bitcoin. Look at this, Bitcoin all the way to $101,459. And now the very scary one. If we go right here to the 24-hour liquidation heat map, look, Bitcoin, let me actually see if you guys can see that. Let me move the camera right around here. So, excuse me, we had total liquidations of $19 billion. $19 billion. So do you remember when we have videos where we were talking about 1.5 billion? I think we covered 2.4 billion, and those were ridiculous numbers. Guess what? This is $20 billion. $20 billion liquidated in the past 24 hours, and actually just in the past 4 hours, because 4 hours ago there was $17.8 billion more than there are right now. If we go right here to coin market cap, the market cap itself fell by 8.21%. We're down to $3.8 trillion. So we're down a lot. There's a lot of people who got hurt. There's a lot of people who lost huge amounts of money, if not wiped out 100% of their portfolios. There was huge amounts of leverage, not only on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also on altcoins. This showed that leverage was being overused. We have these places, we have these protocols that offer 500x leverage. So maxi, for example, we're seeing a lot of people saying that they're having issues with maxi, they're having issues with hyperliquid, they're having issues with Binance. Binance went offline for a couple of hours. Hyperliquid deleveraged some people and closed some trades. So why is this happening? Well, it is happening because right now it is easier than ever. It is easier than 5 years ago, than 4 years ago, to jump on a protocol, especially right now with this perpdex era. So easy for you to log in, send some crypto to your wallet, connect the wallet to any, perpdex, and go with like 100x, 200x on maxi, 500x leverage. So what does it mean? It means that that money is being borrowed. You're using borrowed money for you to have bigger positions. But with that comes a risk that in a case of a huge liquidation like this, where is the money being borrowed from? So it is actually money that is being looped, that is being borrowed by other people, or just numbers on the screen with nothing to back it up, because no one's going to believe that we're going to have a 22% crash in a single day, right? And when these things happen, we see how fragile the market is by offering these huge deals for us in a case of super high leverage, or zero fees, or whatever these perplexes are offering now, airdrops, points, whatever. And that doesn't mean just that futures are bad and perpetuals are bad and options are not. Because, for example, I lost a lot of money because I sold a put spread today. So I sold a put spread, meaning that I wanted Ethereum to keep the price that it was or go up. So I sold a $4,000 spread. That is, and we were at 4,300. So I thought, well, if Ethereum goes down, it's going to go down to 4,200, maybe 4,100, but it's going to keep above 4,000 by tomorrow. Well, who would have thought that we would have seen 3,400 and back to 3,900 in the same day? Well, no one could have seen that, and unfortunately, I personally lost a lot of money. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people lost their entirety of their portfolio, of their crypto portfolio, because they were super leveraged, maybe on Hyperliquid, maybe on Maxi, maybe on Binance itself, on Aster, on Lighter, whatever these protocols are offering right now, huge amounts of leverage. So my lesson here is, first of all, take care of yourself. If you are one of the people who, like me, lost some money, or if you are like a few people who lost all of their money, it's okay. It is the unfortunate reality of this wild, wild west, which is cryptocurrencies, very manipulated. All of this, the trigger for all of this was, of course, Trump and their tariffs towards China, 100% tariffs once again towards China in all products. And there's little other things there attached, but Trump was the main instigator of this liquidation. There were some insider tradings. We saw some people buying, actually shorting Bitcoin, shorting Ethereum for billions of dollars, for millions of dollars, actually. Um, in the past few days, and these guys exited right at this specific time, and they actually bought a few hours before Trump made the announcement. So they were shorting before, and then they shorted just a few minutes, a few hours before Trump started talking about this. And then when the market started to run down and melt, they were the first ones to exit with millions and millions of dollars in profit. Some say 200, 300, 500 million in profit for their short positions. So that is something very scary. And it happens, this market, and not only the crypto market, but you can see stock market, everything else can be manipulated, especially by Trump and its government, because it is something that made him twice, made him more money just from his second time being president, with the um, tokens that he launched, the tokens Melania launched, all of these made him, you know, twice the amount of money he took 70 years to build. So billions and billions of dollars. But that's not the point. Hopefully you were not super affected. And if you were, please, it's time now to, chill down. Maybe October is not going to be as fun as we wanted to, but this was a, quick flush. So take it easy. don't jump in the market yet. Maybe it's time for you to, look for something a little bit easier, like for example, our copy trading strategy. Um, Shameless plug, but it is some place where you can park your stablecoin, park your USDC or USDT, and maybe keep it cool for a couple of days before you start jumping in, so you don't do anything just reacting to what happens, which can be worse because you're going to be acting on emotions and not on actual TA or actual ideology behind your trades or your entries that you're going to be doing. So hopefully everyone is okay. Check on your friends. I got a lot of people, not only in Twitter, not only on Twitter, but real friends that I know that we trade together. We have groups on WhatsApp together that lost quite some money. So hopefully everything gets sorted and we have a good continuation of October. Like after April, we had a huge spike in price for all of our coins. Hopefully, this is the case as well here. But yeah, take care. This is a little bit of a sad video, but I think it is good. One take here. I'll see you guys on Monday for another one. Take care. Take care of your friends. Peace.